Hi, I'm Jason Camillo from Grand Hyatt Melbourne. Welcome to chefmasterclasses.com. Today we're going to do a lovely Christmassy, sort of a bit of a twist on Christmas. It sort of plays on my sort of Italian heritage and my English heritage. So we're going to do a lovely Panettone bread and butter pudding. So what we have here is some milk. Just going to add a little bit of cream to that. Cinnamon sticks. And just a pinch of nutmeg. Then we'll put that onto the stove just to heat through. We have some eggs, whole eggs. Add the sugar. And then we'll just give that a bit of a whisk just to mix all that through. And really great to use fresh, free-range eggs because they get a lovely good flavour and they hold your sort of custard, which is what we're making here, basically, together. This is a lovely, fantastic panettone, which is like an Italian festive cake. It's almost like a brioche with lots of fresh fruits and glacéed fruits in there. I get given a lot of these by Italian friends and family, and quite often you don't know what to do with it. So you have so many, and there's only so much you can have for breakfast every morning with a bit of coffee or in the afternoon. So by using this, you don't have to use a really, really fresh one. It can be a few weeks old, a little bit stale, and it will go really well with this bread and butter pudding. Slice it in half. It's the easiest way. Sometimes this foil around the outside is quite hard to get over. So we just peel that off. With a really good panettone, you could just smell that. Unbelievable, you know, those candied fruits, that really lovely brioche smell. It's absolutely fantastic. I just love that. With a normal bread and butter pudding, you'd probably add raisins and dried fruits and that. So this is actually making it a little bit easier for you. What is also great about this panettone as well is they actually sprinkle it with like a sugary mixture on the top, and you get these lovely crispy sort of crunchy bits on the top there, which is really great when you're eating it nice and fresh. So we probably won't need all of this for the recipe, but we'll just cut it up anyway and we can sort of munch on it after. We just butter each piece of bread and butter, and adding the butter actually gives it a lot more richness and flavour. But it also, when you're having this as a little bit stale, it also brings back some of that moisture into the pudding. I could just hear that my milk is almost boiling, so I'm just going to quickly grab that. Just in the nick of time. And what we do here is this little egg and sugar mix that we did. What we do, we call what's called tempering. So we grab some of the milk and the cream and we just gently pour a small amount to mix in with the eggs. Now what tempering is actually putting just a little bit of the hot liquid into the eggs so it doesn't overcook. If you put the whole lot of the milk inside, then the eggs will overcook and they'll scramble. We don't want that. Then we can pour that back into the mixture and just give that a bit of a mix. And there'll be enough residual heat there just to bring that up and thicken that custard just a little bit slightly. And you can see if you look at our custard here, it's just slightly thickened a little bit, which is exactly what we want. Now I like to leave the cinnamon inside, even when you're baking the custard, because then it gives a lovely, really fantastic cinnamony flavour. The longer you leave it inside, the more of that cinnamon that you get. And what we do is just allow this to soak up all that lovely custard. And we'll just leave that just to cool slightly before we put it in the actual baking dish and we bake it in the oven. Now the last step is all putting it into the dish, beautiful dish we have here, and then baking it in the oven at about 175 degrees for around about 30-35 minutes until it's nice and golden brown and the custard's nice and set. And then what we do, we just pour that liquid and that's pretty much it. So we just pop it in the oven. We'll pop that over the oven now. We'll come back in about 30 minutes. and it looks pretty good. So the best way to check is just to actually wobble it back and forth, and you can see it's set, it's not moving, and that means it's ready. And that's our lovely bread and butter panettone pudding.